Hey guys, wanted to get on here and just touch on something real quick. You know, when it comes to men and women, there are differences that are notable and that are made by God, and you got to understand. Um, you're as a man, you are called to be different than a woman. As a woman, they're just called to be different than you. Now, that seems obvious on the surface, but with everything going on in society, with the gender, it's obviously not so obvious to many. But David in the book of Psalms said, God teaches my hands to war and my fingers to fight. And a lot of people would read that and think, well, that doesn't sound right. What is he? Because Jesus said, if they slap you on one cheek, give the other. But the New Testament also talks about soldiers, and it says that they don't bear the sword in vain. So for us who are believers, and if you're not in the military, you are called to turn the other cheek. Unless it's defending your family or your house, then you're not called to turn the other cheek. So when it comes to, when you study the scripture, you want to read in context. God allowed David to end lives, but you have to realize it was always in the act of military duty. It was never in the act, because David was a soldier. And if you're a soldier and you're commissioned by your government to protect the country, and you've taken an oath to that effect, you do have the right to end lives who are potentially trying to strategize in different ways on how to hurt your country. You have the right to do that. As a military soldier, God gives you that permission. He gives it to police officers, of course, as long as it's within the legal constraints that they have to pull their firearm and to do that. Now, with men and women, you got to realize there's a big difference, which is why, if you're a man, you have no right to use your man's strength against a woman, because God didn't build them that way. He didn't build them that way, and He didn't build them to endure those type of I'm talking just scientifically, bones, tendons, all kinds of things. He did not build them that way. But in the same way, He gave them a different mind than the man, and they think with more emotion. So they naturally, and this isn't always the case, and in every family, but naturally women are going to be better at nurturing kids than men. Even though some men are super nurturing and some mothers have not, abandoned their families. But I'm just saying, in general, women are going to be way better at that. They're going to have more opportunity to be good at that than men, because they were built differently. They were built to do that. They're built to think and to care and to consider things that a guy is just going to have a difficult time. It would be more of a sacrifice